Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I decided to teach you how to read candle wax the way I do it. I know you guys ask me many times how to read candle wax, and I think there is not enough information online, so maybe this video gonna help you to start reading candle wax or just give you an idea how I usually do it. There is honestly, I think it's nothing special. It's very easy, it's very intuitive way to do divinations or to use like water and candles in your practice. But I think it all comes down if you are born for it, if you're gifted, if you actually can see, if you can scry the water, because this is literally a water scrying. So for some of you, the only way to find out is just to try it one day. So I'll show you how to get started. You don't need anything special for this, and I think anyone who is watching this can start even like start scrying even tonight, literally after watching the video. This is a beginning, like kind of guide into how to start candle wax readings. I think the more you do it, the more you learn and the more you're going to see yourself. It's very intuitive. There is no rights and wrongs. You can take it as an inspiration and use your own like techniques, your own ways to do this. So I'm just literally trying to show you what I do in my candle wax readings. So first of all, what do you need for candle wax scrying? So literally you need a bowl that you're gonna use to put the water in. Of course, you need to have a water. It could be any type of water. If you can grab water from some kind of special source, like for example, church water, water from river, or water from some kind of like place that has some kind of sacred water, that would be the best. But even tap water will do for the beginning. The only thing I have to say about the water, it should be cold. The colder the water, the faster the wax solidifies in it, and it's easier for you to see some shapes. Of course, you need candles. Today I'm going to be using two types of candles. This one, I think for usually in my readings, I use this candle. When it comes to the readings for client, I always use a new candle because new candle doesn't have any energy, only the energy of the creator or the energy that you put in it. If you want your candle to work best, especially when it comes to working for clients and doing divination for clients, you can put some sigils on your candle, you can put some herbs, oils, up to you. The more special the candle is, the more easier for you to kind of go into your reading. And today I'm using the candle that I used before. I think I used it for my ritual, and because this is a learning process, so I assume might as well. Another candle that I might use during the reading is this one. So this one is, you see, it's a bigger candle. So you should start this candle before you start preparing to the candle wax reading, because it takes time to wax to melt inside. So you see, this was the first candle I actually light up, and it already has like a little bit of candle wax in it. So the more you have there, the easier it is to pour, and the easier it's going to shape some forms. So the easier it is for you to read the candle wax. So if you're using candle like that, so make sure you start it first, and then set up your altar, set up your place, take your time to get the water and prepare everything else. The bowl that I'm using, yes, this is a special bowl because I'm practicing, I have clients, so I use interesting tools. I really love to pick up tools from my practice, from antique stores, tools that have history. Usually, everything you see on my table are usually, like majority of the things are older than 100 years. So the more energy the tool has, I think the more easier for me to work with it. So this is a kind of unique bowl, and I got it especially for candle wax readings. You can use anything you have. It's not supposed to be special. It doesn't gonna affect any abilities or powers that you have or the visions that you're gonna get. It's just for me, it's my personal preferences. The only suggestion I have for you, when you choose something for your occult practice, make sure it's not something that you use on daily basis. Like for example, don't get a bowl that you use for your food and then try to do candle wax reading in it. It's kind of, to me, it's kind of off. I don't recommend it to do. So maybe if you don't have anything new in your house, just go and buy some cheap bowl that's going to be your plate, that's going to be good for you to start your candle wax readings. And then if you feel like you want something special, you want something that actually kind of gives you a mood before you start, then buy something special, some special bowl that you're gonna find, or or the ball might find you. Also, if you've been watching my candle wax readings, you notice that I always put herbs inside. And for me, it's kind of my practice. I think being a witch, I always like working with herbs, and in a very interesting ways. I always add herbs everywhere, like, and even on my table, like dry rose petals or roses or some kind of different flowers are always present, and I just love to have them. So today for candle wax reading, I'm going to be using some herbs as well. The reason why I do it is actually for me, it makes it easier to read the pattern, and it's kind of helps sometimes to answer a question. For example, if I'm doing a candle wax reading and the question will be about love, if I have two roses and in the end of the reading, if I see that they all, when I pick up the candle wax and they all stuck in the same place together, so it means the love gonna come and the people that I'm like reading for are gonna be together. So it's kind of easy to use something else in your water than just simple water, but you don't have to use anything else. The water will be enough because we're using a candle wax. It's your preferences, and I just do it because I really like it. I think for me it makes it easier. So before you start a candle wax reading, when it comes to occult and practicing all of these interesting forms and arts of divination, I think it's very important for you to kind of be in your zen, be in your place. You have to spend at least 15-20 minutes to go into this place in your mind when you feel safe, secure, when you kind of feel yourself like special at the moment and you know that you can do it, and it should be a very positive experience for you, the reader, first. If you don't feel good, if you have some kind of like troubles in your body, if you don't feel like confident, I do not recommend practice anything. And I do believe when you have like high spirit, good mood, when you feel like you can conquer the world, that is the best time for you to actually practice and see what you have as a human being, like what kind of abilities are there. So it's very important for you to choose a perfect time of the day when you're not going to be disturbed by anyone, when it's going to be peace and quiet. You're going to be by yourself and do your tiny ritual before your candle wax readings. It could be meditation. For some of you, it could be just like sitting in silence. I really like to draw like sigils and lines on my hands because while drawing, I connect into my spirits. I always ask who will be coming to guide me during the reading. Is there someone that has somebody that can deliver some kind of messages to a client? Because usually I do candle wax readings for clients. So it's just you're supposed to figure out your own tiny ritual before you do any spiritual work, and it will be unique and it could be only for you. No one's supposed to know it what you do, no one's supposed to even see it. It's your own time that you dedicate to yourself, to your higher self, to your spirits and guides, to your divine origin. And the more routine it becomes, this ritual, the more easier and kind of like quicker your mind going to be able to connect to this like sacred gift that you have. And I think it's very important to have ritual before you start any practicing, because you have to leave your human behind the closed doors, and like this is the place where your spirit take place, where your higher self is guiding you. This is the place that is sacred for you. This is your altar. This is your like special place when it's only you and your spirits, your demons, your guides, your deities. So when you feel good, when you're ready to start, I always begin with pouring the water into the bowl. It doesn't matter how much water you have. I usually prefer my water be like on the bottom and up to the middle, because I'm putting herbs and sometimes I use different candles, so there's could be like more candle wax. It's just my preferences. So for you, I think the more you do candle wax readings, you figure out how much water you want to have in your bowl. Then I want to add my herbs and my roses. I prepared three dried roses today, and I think three is for mastery. So today we're mastering the candle wax reading. So I think it's very symbolic for a learning process. And usually I just let it sit for a few minutes. I feel sometimes the more you let it sit there, the more the water kind of takes this energy. I do like to be quiet while I'm preparing for the rituals or for readings, but we are learning, so I think the more I say, the more information you receive. I'm using this stick. It's a stick that was made in a temple, and I'm only using it for my candle wax readings and sometimes for palm readings. You don't have to use anything. Your hands are enough. Honestly, if you can do it, you can do it without any tools, without anything that is like fancy or special, because you got it. You know, you're born to do this, you have this ability. And before you even buy something, like something special that you think you need to have to do candle wax reading, just try it as simple as it is and see if you even like it. I think tools are important in our practice, but it's not the main key, it's not the main like ingredient in practice. The main ingredient is you. So it doesn't matter. Witchcraft not supposed to be expensive, it's not supposed to be like dramatic, you're not supposed to spend like a lot of time looking for your tools. They should find you, they should come to you very easy and very naturally. uh, Also, I feel if you need specific tools, if you feel drawn to having like special tools in your practice, also go for it. Anything that helps you to become more who you are, just do it, and you know better. Like for me, all of these things really helps. For you, it's up to you, honestly. I think we can start, and I will start with this candle. I think like thin long candles are the more hard to work with because they pour like just a little bit of wax, so it's harder to see the shapes. When it comes to color of the candle, in my book, I think I have the whole chapter dedicated to candles in magic, like the colors and shapes. I feel for me, black candles are usually, I would say, the ones that I go to, usually black, silver, or gold. Gold candles for abundance, for connection with the sun and happiness. Silver is the moon and like your inner power and gifts. Black candles for me are for protection and from, they are kind of like my favorite color. Like black is my favorite color, so I always go to black candles. For you, it could be honestly any candle. I also like beeswax candles because they melt very fast and beautifully, and they have like such an incredible patterns when they melt in the water. So the candles could be totally your choice, up to you, whatever you choose. So when I start my candle wax, the first thing I see is how fast the wax is pouring. Because the candles that I use usually are the ones that I use all the time, so I kind of know how they work. And for you, it's gonna take like maybe like 3 4 candles before you know, like you remember how fast they start working or how slow. It's like it just takes time. So for example, this candle is going very slow compared to normal times when I use it. I think the reason is why, because I'm not asking any questions, I'm not actually doing a reading per se, I'm just showing you guys how I do it. So I'm gonna speed up the process. So literally, I go in like slow motion. I really like to go in circles. I really like to go clockwise. For me, it's a kind of natural pattern. And I see how the wax starts forming. So for example, you see this wax, it kind of drops in tiny circular drops all over the place, and it doesn't form, because I already done like few circles, so it doesn't form a specific pattern. So I would say, if I would be reading for a person, I would say that this person is all over the place. Why would I say it? Because I'm using my intuition, and for me, this is literally how it looks like. Because I'm looking at the maybe characteristic of a person I'm doing the reading, I'm trying to connect to a person. If you would read for yourself, I would say the same. It's like you see, it's like all over the place. And maybe your energy is not at the right place at the moment. Maybe you're trying too hard to do many things, and it's like very chaotic. I think it's all over the place, honestly. So then I would try to form a pattern. So I would go to the places that are not filled, and I would want to see how they're going to be feeling. Also, very interesting if you guys can see, like the outer shape of this like circle is actually lighter than the middle. So in the middle I see the black color starting to pour, and it tells me that maybe there is something like something bothering you, some kind of void, maybe fear. So, and it's like at your core, at your heart, so it's very important. Literally when I do my readings, it's honestly I channel more than I see, so it whatever comes. And when you do these readings, you have to be so kind of like away from yourself. You have to be able to hear the messages that come, the symbols that you see, any visions, like anything that comes to your head, make sure you say it aloud. I would highly recommend for you to do your first candle wax reading just for yourself, just to see how it works. And the second for someone who is next to you, like maybe your friend, your relative, because reading for others always easier than reading for yourself. And when you're in the front of someone, you will be able to connect to their higher self, to their energy, and actually the messages might come for them. Because when you're concentrating on something like this, on a reading, on a candle, on a water, those are the elements that always help you in your practice, in your magic. And you might be kind of like challenged to read for yourself because you know yourself and you don't maybe believe in your powers. But when it comes to someone else, you're more open because you're excited to see what comes for them, and it might help you to actually see if you have the gift or not. Some people like to use the whole candle. For me, I use it until it stops. So for me, it means the spirit doesn't want to give any more messages. And again, guys, it's up to you. I think it's just boils down to how much time you have. And if you have a lot of time, I would just go through the whole candle to see what's there. Because the more wax you have, the more interesting the patterns are. I think when I do candle wax readings, I don't really think after the first initial circles, I don't think how my hand is going. It's like I let someone guide it, and whatever it forms, it's just there. So for you to try to be open, try to be like easily guided, because when you read candles, when you read water, any type of science and divination you do, there is always someone who comes to guide you. So I stop the candle, and I hope you guys can see like the middle part. It's still darker than the outer corners, so there is something bothering you, and maybe because you're watching this video, something that is bothering you because I think the inability of you to read candle wax may be bothering you because you really want to learn. That's why you're watching, I assume. And when I'm done, I usually my favorite thing to do it's just to gaze here. It's like see what comes to you. There's so many different interesting shapes and forms. I do dare you and challenge you to actually see what comes to you. There are so many shapes, so many interesting like kind of pieces of arts inside. So use your imagination, use your intuition, and see what comes to you. For me, the first thing that I see like a desert and dunes. I see trees, like a lot of nature. I see ocean. So for me, it means if it would be a reading for a person, I would say that the person is supposed to travel a lot and very soon because it's very prominent. I see in the middle here something like kind of stuck right in the middle. For me, middle part is always a heart. So I would say someone on the heart, but this is not like maybe it's not like really pleasant experience because it's dark, and it's not a flower because all the flowers are there. So I would say here someone maybe still can get over someone from the past, like ex-lover, and it's kind of hurting still, so a lot of hurt, and maybe that's why so much darkness around. I also noticed that all of the flowers are on the side, so it means the person really needs to move because the darkness here is like kind of at the same space, like in the same spot. So the person needs to move further to reach these flowers, to reach this potential. You know, for some people it's important to stay in one space, like in one spot, and build a business there, build family. They have roots. Some people don't have roots. People like that, they usually look to me like this. Like everything is happening outside of the circle, so like around them, because there is no roots. If you have like flowers growing, like flowers stuck inside, I would say this is the person that's supposed to stay still. So for this person who would be reading, I would say you have to move. Like really, this is very important. Anything that comes to you while you're looking at candle wax, any shape, is very symbolic and unique to you. And every shape supposed to mean something. So for example, if I see a sun, so for me it means first of all happiness, material happiness, happiness like a child, like healing inner child, and maybe moving somewhere where is a lot of sunshine. For you, sun might represent something else. Maybe for you it's strength. Maybe for you it represents protection. Maybe for you sun is connection with ancient deities. So whatever comes to you, you always have to say it out loud, or even like write it down in a journal that is dedicated to candle wax readings. So next time you see the sun, you're gonna know what it means for you. It's so subjective. It's all up to you. Whatever you see, say it, and then try to explain what is this, what's the meaning of the things that you see, because the meaning only matters to you. You're the reader, and I believe that you can like do an amazing reading and deliver like amazing results if you just try, because we all have intuition, we all the part of divine, so you can do so many more things. And if you feel drawn to candle wax reading, I do believe you already can do the candle wax reading. So learn how to trust your intuition and how to kind of decipher the meanings of the shapes and symbols that you see. It's like reading tarot cards. You know, everyone can do it. It's like there's two ways. Either you can go and read online the meaning, the actual meaning of every card, or you can just look at the card and decide what this card means to you. So also for this candle, I want to show you how to work with this. It's like it's super easy because it has like a lot of candle wax already, and I'm just gonna pour it there. And then I turn the candle upside down and I let some candle wax pour more. This is interesting, like this is also a black candle, but if you see the first pour, I'm gonna show you. The first pool is actually like quite light. It's lighter than the one before, and only after that the darkness started coming, and it kind of fell in the same place. So I would say the person, if there is like so much darkness in the heart, so much like negative emotions, maybe unanswered love, and because this is so much lighter now, it means the person gonna feel better. It's all gonna go away. It's all gonna be good. So there is no worries. When it comes to looking at the shape of the new candle wax pour, I would say that I see horses. So it means person supposed to go somewhere where there are horses, or it's a totem animal or an animal that this person see on daily basis. I'm really not really precise with this reading because I'm not trying to do reading. I'm just trying to explain how it's done. So maybe I am all over the place with this reading, and that's the flowers there. Also, I see a dress that is like 18th century dress. So maybe it's either something that the person like, or maybe they're thinking about the wedding, or maybe it's one of the past reincarnations that is like kind of showing through the candle wax. Honestly, using candle wax for past life readings, one of the most interesting way, and it's actually the most fun because when you ask about past lives and you try to look there, it actually gives you so many ideas and so many interesting like images that might come on the candle wax pour. When I'm done with the reading, the last thing I do, I actually want to look at the back of the candle wax, and also I want to see how the candle wax forms. So if you see this one, when I pick it up, it's like the whole thing. So it means the person is very strong. self-together, protected, guided, like a very good, stable person, because the candle wax is one piece. And then when I flip it over, look how it is. This is the side, like this is the side that person show to others, and this is the side that no one ever seen. And look how much, like, how many patterns are here. Like, it's so beautiful. The candle wax itself look gorgeous. It's like everything is growing. It looks like underworld to me. It's like dark and beautiful, full of flowers. So this is the core of this person. So darkness, power, beauty, creation, like, or maybe a very artistic person. I would say person with a crazy imagination, free spirited, something that the person will never show to others because it's so well hidden, and it's something that he or she will only show to someone they truly trust or love. Amazing thing. Also, I see like demonic ladder sign. I see there is ladder here, so it means really the person protected from evil spirits and demons, and it also means the person can communicate and do witchcraft as well. And the more symbols you know and learn, I think the most important part when it comes to occult knowledge is just to get knowledge yourself. The more symbols you know, the more meanings behind, like numbers you know, because there's so many numbers you can find in candle wax readings as well, like in the candle wax pour. So the more you know, the easier it for you to decipher the meanings that are shown to you. The last things I like to do, I like to actually like try to kind of break candle wax. And it's so interesting, like, on the sides it breaks easily, but the middle part is actually very, it doesn't break, it just blends together, comes together. So it means even though the person might come out as very fragile and a very gentle person, it's actually impossible to break this person. Stronger than he or she looks like. Amazing, like very, um, like water, like bendable like water. Bruce Lee once said, "Be like water," because water can take any shape or form, and it's like impossible to break water. So amazing trait to have, amazing person, I would say. The candle wax is quite beautiful. I always look how the candle wax looks in the end of it, because it tells a lot about the person, the inner beauty, the inner strengths. It would be for a reading, and I kind of assume that this is a reading for everyone watching. You guys are beautiful, amazing, strong survivors. It's very hard to break you, very hard to harm you, only if you allow. And big heart, very big heart, because I felt the whole energy of this reading was all about the heart. So you guys are kind, generous, loving, caring, just honestly amazing. And I guess also when it comes to reading candle wax, the energy that comes through the reading, whatever you feel, it's not yours, because you by yourself in your room, you're not doing anything crazy. So whatever comes, it actually comes for the person you're doing the reading for. So always talk about the energy that you feel, because energy is not yours. Trust me on that. Okay, I think this is it. This is the tips I can give you. If you have any more questions, like in the comment section, let me know, and maybe I'll do another video or just like answer your comments like down there. And I hope it helps. It's not a full guide, it's just how to start, how to begin. It's very intuitive, it's the way I do it, and I do learn as I go. The more readings I do, the more easier it becomes, and the more things I see and sense. So don't get discouraged if on your first or fifth reading you still don't sense anything or you still don't see anything. It takes time. Everything in life takes time. So this is no different. Just believe in yourself, use your intuition, and I know that you can do it only if you try. And I think that's it. That's where I'm gonna stop. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being with me and all of your comments and likes and just like watching my videos. I do appreciate you. Much love to you all, and enjoy the rest of your day.